Hey guys, JesusLovinBuddy here. I'm starting a new video series called Faith versus Reason, and I'm going to answer questions like, does faith contradict reason? Does it make sense to believe in a God in the age of science? And all that jazz. So feel free to make comments or video responses, give me your own thoughts, ask questions, tell me what should I make in future videos. I'd love any kind of feedback you guys have to offer. Now the first video is about the Big Bang Theory, and as you might have guessed it, I don't agree with the Big Bang Theory. To get going here, the Big Bang Theory is this idea that billions of years ago there was a massive explosion where all the matter of the universe came into existence, and it spread out and eventually cooled down, and some of these big masses of matter eventually became planets, and one of them, called Earth, eventually cooled down enough to where somehow an atmosphere was created, somehow oceans were formed, and then this primordial soup somehow produced enough amino acids and proteins to form a bacteria, and this self-replicating bacteria then mutated into other things, and eventually mutation after mutation after mutation over billions of years, we have human beings like today. My beef with this is that none of this is science. Science is something you can test, observe, and repeat, but it's not like they have a time machine where they can go back and watch this happen. All we can do now is observe stars and watch supernovas, and people who are into this talk about redshift in order to defend their theory. It really doesn't make any sense from a theory standpoint. I mean, for me, if I'm going to believe in the Big Bang Theory and evolution and everything thereafter, you got to have a solid beginning for me to believe in your theory, but they don't. There's just no evidence for it. It's 100% speculation. Now, one of the easiest ways to disprove the idea of this Big Bang is to talk about the second law of thermodynamics, which every scientist agrees is in working force. The second law of thermodynamics is the law of entropy, or of chaos. Things are winding down. Like, for example, if I shoot a firecracker up in the air and it explodes, that causes more chaos than order, doesn't it? Well, the same thing with the universe. If there's this massive explosion where all the stuff in the universe came into existence, how do we get order in like Earth, where we have a perfect relationship between us and the sun, and the way the Earth tilts on its axis, and it's just the right distance so that life can exist? I mean, that's obviously a display of order, and I would argue of intelligent design, not something that just happened. Take for example this idea of that happens in chemistry. It's called activation energy. It's this idea that once something has enough energy, a chemical reaction can begin. Just take, for example, water. It has to get so hot before water will boil, right? Well, the same thing with life. I mean, if there's this incredible explosion and then somehow the Earth formed an atmosphere and water, and then where did life come from? How did we get the activation energy to spawn life if the second law of thermodynamics is in play? Because everything is going downward, not upward. There's no explanation for it. But then people will tell you if you have enough time and enough chance, then anything can happen. They explain it as if with enough time and chance something will happen. They're so optimistic about it, as if something should happen. But really, chance is just a description of probability. It's not a force. It doesn't make anything happen. If the universe was created by just an explosion of stuff, it's just going to sit there. There's no force to make anything happen with it. Just like if I have a 1/billionth chance of winning the lottery, but no one's there to pull the winning ticket, the tickets are just going to sit there. Nothing's going to happen. Why is the universe any different? So if the universe is winding down, as everybody agrees that it is, how could it have somehow brought itself into so much order? I don't think it could have, without intelligence, which obviously why I believe there's a God who created the universe in 7 days, and I think it makes the most sense to believe that as opposed to this theory full of so much speculation. Obviously, I challenge you guys to weigh these arguments against each other, see which one makes the most sense, think critically. Obviously, I tend to lean towards the intelligent design argument myself, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. So share this video with people you think would enjoy it. Comment, make video responses. I'd love questions. I'd love inspiration for future videos. Let me know what you guys think. God bless. I hope you enjoyed it.